If you are passionate about studying the scriptures and want to deepen your biblical knowledge in an interactive way, this video is for you. Get ready to test your wisdom and learn even more about the great deeds and teachings of the Bible. Let's take another incredible quiz about the Word of God together. Question 1. In Athens, where was Paul taken to speak about Jesus Christ? A. In the Temple of Athena. B. In the Areopagus. C. In the Roman Forum. D. In the Agora of Athens. Correct answer, B. In the Areopagus. Verse, Acts 17 verses 19 to 21. They took Paul to the Areopagus and said, "May we know what this teaching is that you are spreading? You are presenting something strange to us, and we would like to know what it means." In fact, the Athenians, all the foreigners living there, spent their time doing nothing but telling or listening to the latest news. In Athens, Paul was taken to the Areopagus, a hill where leaders and philosophers gathered to discuss ideas. There, he had the opportunity to speak about Jesus Christ and emphasize the knowledge of God to the Athenians, who were known for their constant search for new ideas. Question 2. What outraged Paul in Athens? A. The worship of idols by the Athenians. B. The lack of interest in knowing the truth. C. The persecution of Christians in Athens. D. The closing of the Areopagus to preachers. Correct answer, A. The worship of idols by the Athenians. Verse, Acts 17 verse 16. While Paul was waiting for them in Athens, he was deeply distressed when he saw that the city was full of idols. Paul was indignant when he saw that Athens was full of idols, and this led him to preach about the true God to the Athenians, explaining that idol worship was not the true way to worship God. Question 3. Which people received Paul with great interest, and examined the scriptures to see if everything was true? A. The Corinthians. B. The Bereans. C. The Philippians. D. The Athenians. Correct answer, B. The Bereans. Verse, Acts 17 verse 11. The Bereans were more noble than those in Thessalonica, for they received the message with great eagerness and searched the scriptures daily to see if what Paul was saying was true. The Bereans were noted for their noble and inquisitive attitude, receiving Paul's word with interest and diligently checking the scriptures to confirm the truth of his message. Question 4. In what situation was Sisera killed? A. During a battle with the Israelites. B. By his own sword, after being wounded. C. While fleeing and hiding in Jael's tent. D. By the hand of Deborah on the battlefield. Correct answer, C. While fleeing and hiding in Jael's tent. Verse, Judges 4 verse 21. Jael, the wife of Heber, took a tent peg and, with a hammer in her hand, went quietly to him and drove the peg into Sisera's temple, and he died. Sisera was killed by Jael, a woman who took him into her tent when he was fleeing from battle. Taking advantage of her trust, she killed Sisera with a tent peg while he was sleeping. Question 5. Who called Balaam to curse the people of Israel? A. Pharaoh. B. Balak, king of Moab. C. Saul. D. Nebuchadnezzar. Correct answer, B. Balak, king of Moab. Verse, Numbers 22:5. He sent messengers to call Balaam the son of Beor, who lived by the river in the land of his people, to invite him, saying, "Behold, the people who came out of Egypt have covered the face of the earth, and are encamping before me." Balak, the king of Moab, called Balaam to curse the Israelites, fearing that they would defeat his people. However, God prevented Balaam from cursing the Israelites, and instead, he blessed them. Question 6. Which two men did the Apostle Paul say had shipwrecked their faith? A. John and Peter. B. Timothy and Titus. C. Hymenaeus and Alexander. D. Barnabas and Mark. Correct answer, C. Hymenaeus and Alexander. Verse, 1 Timothy 1 verses 19 to 20. Keep faith and a good conscience, which some have rejected and have suffered shipwreck in their faith. Among them are Hymenaeus and Alexander, whom I have handed over to Satan so that they may be taught not to blaspheme. Question 7. Who were the crowd in Lystra called Zeus and Hermes? A. Paul and Silas. B. Peter and John. C. Paul and Barnabas. D. James and John. Correct answer, C. Paul and Barnabas. Verse, Acts 14 verses 12 to 13. The people of the city called Barnabas Zeus and Paul Hermes, because he was the chief speaker. The priest of Zeus, whose temple was at the entrance to the city, brought bowls and garlands of flowers to the gates, wanting to offer sacrifices along with the crowd. When Paul and Barnabas healed a crippled man in Lystra, the crowd, amazed by the miracle, mistook them for the gods Zeus and Hermes. Barnabas was called Zeus, the chief god, and Paul, the chief speaker, was called Hermes. They were surprised by the crowd's reaction and quickly tried to correct the mistake, explaining that they were mere men, not gods. Question 8. Who had hair that weighed more than 5 pounds and had to be cut every year? Samson. B. Absalom. C. Elijah. D. Solomon. Correct answer, B. Absalom. Verse, 2 Samuel 14 verse 26. When Absalom cut his hair, he weighed his hair, and it weighed 200 shekels, according to the king's weight. Absalom, the son of King David, had very long and heavy hair. Each year, he cut his hair and weighed himself, with his hair weighing more than 2 kilos. This characteristic was notable, because it reflected his vanity and pride, something that would later have negative consequences in his life. Question 9. Who became king while searching for his father's donkeys? David. B. Saul. C. Joshua. D. Solomon. Correct answer, B. Saul. Verse, 1 Samuel 9 verse 16. About this time tomorrow I will send you a man from the land of Benjamin. You shall anoint him to be ruler over my people Israel. He will rescue my people from the hand of the Philistines. I have heard the cry of my people, and therefore I have chosen him. Saul was chosen by God to be the first king of Israel while he was searching for his father's lost donkeys. He did not know it, but his search was part of the divine plan for him to be anointed as king. The prophet Samuel found him and anointed him, beginning the reign of Saul. Question 10. Which man killed more people during his death than during his life? Samson. B. Moses. C. David. D. Elijah. Correct answer, Samson. Verse, Judges 16 verse 30. Then Samson said, "Let me die with the Philistines." And he bowed heavily, and the temple fell on the rulers and all the people who were in it. Thus he killed more people at his death than he had killed in his life. After being captured by the Philistines, Samson asked God for strength to destroy the temple of Dagon, where many Philistines were gathered. By tearing down the pillars of the temple, he killed more Philistines at his death than during his life, fulfilling the mission God had given him to free Israel from Philistine rule. Congratulations on taking this quiz. We hope you learned more and felt inspired to continue exploring the Bible. Don't forget to check out other videos on our channel, where we have more content to strengthen your faith. If you liked it, leave a like, share it with your friends and comment below how many questions you got right. See you in the next video.